right, I have some attorneys that are present here in person. I'm going to take them first. So if y'all will go to the back real quick, and we will take care of you so you can get back to your office. Our computer in the jury room. Yes, sir. All right, we're now live on YouTube. Let's go ahead and call. I have Ms. Sepulveda Martinez. I believe you're here on number 40, CR 21-11-488H. Jesus Noel Gutierrez.
That's correct, Your Honor. We're here on his status. He was supposed to be screened for the mental health program. I'm speaking with my client. He hasn't been screened yet.
Is he present here today?
He should be present in the courtroom.
Is Jesus Noel Gutierrez present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Jesus Noel Gutierrez. I know we've been having some difficulty with Mr. Gutierrez. He was to be screened. I understand that he didn't turn himself in or didn't surrender himself for that screening. Is he present? Jesus Noel Gutierrez. Ms. Rodriguez, he still hasn't gone in to be screened. Is that correct?
I don't have any notes on that, Judge.
Your Honor, and I know my client even tried to contact the prosecutor that's in charge of the mental health program directly. She contacted my office and said she didn't want to speak with him, and it was supposed to be a probation officer that was supposed to set up that screening. So I just think there might be a disconnect, and so he hasn't been screened yet, but he has been making attempts on his own to try to get the process completed.
Well, I guess my concern is that it might be better if he turns himself, if we start having him report in person, because what we're doing is he continues to, not show up to court. He didn't show up last time. You made an announcement on his behalf, and then he may tell you one thing, but whether that's happening or not is a different story. So I don't have a problem carrying this over till Tuesday, but he will have to appear in person on Tuesday. Are you okay with that?
Yes, Ron, I'll let him know.
Okay, Tuesday is April the 5th? April 5th, 2022 at 9:30, and this is in person. All right, April 5th, in person.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also have the number 79, 80, and 81 on the court's docket.
All right, 79, 80, and 81. That's Jesus Villalon Jr. Right, is Mr. Villalon present? Jesus Villalon, if you're on mute, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right, I see you there, Mr. Villalon. All right, Ms. Martinez, your announcement.
Your Honor, there's a felony out of the same transaction for these cases. He was, it's out of the 93rd, I believe. He was just given a date in mid-April for the felony.
Let me go ahead and give you May 31st. If you need something sooner, let me know, but that's the latest date that I'm giving today. So May 31st at 9:30. And again, if you need our help and we want to call it sooner, that's no problem. We'll take care of it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, May 31st, 9:30, Mr. Villalon, stay in contact with Ms. Martinez.
Yes, sir.
All right,
That's all I have. May I be excused?
you're excused. Thank you. I think I have Mr. Flores, who's present as well in person.
Correct, Your Honor. I'm here on number 24, 25, and 26 on today's docket.
All right, that's Jose Angel Garcia.
It's correct, Your Honor. It was an in-person hearing. I've looked outside for him. I have not seen him this morning. I emailed him last night, and I emailed him while I was sitting in here in the courtroom and have not received a response from him.
All right, is Jose Garcia present on Zoom? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Jose Garcia, this is a case where defendant was to have complied with the drug patch. He was ordered to take a UA in Stancher the day that we last had a hearing. My understanding is he failed to report on that day and has not complied with the drug patch. Is Jose Garcia present? Jose Garcia? All right, what says the state?
State requests that a judgment NISA be granted, a KPS issued, and all bonds forfeited if there's no show defendant.
Judgment nice shall be granted. KPS issue bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Jose Angel Garcia. Mr. Flores, I know you've tried numerous ways to communicate with him, and I know that you've had some difficulty, but if he reaches out to you, please let him know that you can bring him in on any Tuesday or Thursday, and we can work with him, but he still has a lot of stuff to do before, he can get back on track. And so if he gets picked up, then he's going to be there for a while.
I understand, Your Honor. I'll let him know.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. Do we have anyone else who is waiting in person? No? All right. Mr. Orozco, I see you that you're there.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. I am number 3 on your criminal docket. That's the state of Texas versus Omar Amaya Jr., Your Honor, and that's on CR 21-109-46H, Your Honor. And he is logged on, Your Honor.
All right. Your announcement for Mr. Amaya?
Yes, Your Honor. We received a recommendation yesterday. I've conferred with him this morning. More than likely, it's going to be a plea. We're going to request the plea documents. If we could get about 2 to 3 weeks, Your Honor, to sign him up and submit him. He's out on bond, Your Honor.
Sure. Can I give you April the 19th at 2 o'clock?
April 19, Your Honor, at 2 o'clock.
All right. April 19, 2022 at 2 o'clock. Mr. Amaya, stay in contact with Mr. Orozco. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we both be excused.
You're excused.
Stay safe, Judge.
You too. Ms. Niedowitz.
Good morning, Judge. I have number 16 on the docket.
Number 16.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. 16 is CR 21-12-089H. Caitlin Cortez. I have a note here. She was given a verbal admonishment, but there's been no violation since, which is great news.
Yes, Judge. And regarding to those violations, my client advised me that she's 8 months pregnant. And so she's had a difficult time throughout her pregnancy. And so those violations were due to her being hospitalized throughout the pregnancy. And she's had issues with a breathalyzer, but she's notified the company of those issues as well.
Perfect. Yeah, there's been no violation since the last admonishment. So I think we're good. We're back on track, which is great news.
Yes, Judge. And so we're still discussing which option she would like to take, whether she's going to accept the probation or a pretrial diversion. It's just a matter of money right now for her and the time period that she'd have to be utilizing the breathalyzer or keeping that on for financial reasons.
Right. What do you think? If I obviously, I think one way or the other, this is she's got a device. I'm assuming that it's as a result of an accident because it shows as a class B. I'm assuming it's an accident.
There's
Yes,
restitution that has to be paid. Yes.
Okay. I can give you a couple of weeks so that you can visit with your client to see if, what options she has or the options that she's got available and how she wishes to go forward. I can give you maybe April the 14th. That's about 2 weeks down the road.
That should work, Your Honor.
Okay. Is it Jackie is telling me that you may have contacted us about some other employment issues that you may have that might prevent you from being able to continue to represent Mrs. Cortez?
Yes, but since we're so close to finishing up, we're just waiting for my client to decide whether she's going to accept the probation or the pretrial. I think I can still work on it until then.
Okay. Let's shoot for April 14th. Maybe we can have some resolution at that time.
So with the pretrial, I was reading over the documents and it says that I will be for the breathalyzer, I'll be required. And I don't know if that would be a better route because I'm already having trouble paying every month. And I know it's required because I was reading over the paperwork for the pretrial. So I'm just making up my mind because I know I have to pay other fees and the $500 and $250.
Right. So I might be able to help you and work with you with respect to some of the fees. As far as the device is concerned, it is mandatory. That's something that the state will require. one of the things that I've been able to do is to try to offset some of the cost of the mobile device. If there's been no verbal admonishments and no violations, then I waive the fine and I waive the court cost. In this situation, I gave a verbal admonishment, but Ms. Nedowitz is advising me that it was as a result of the possibility that you were in a hospital, things of that sort. If you can provide us with proof of that, and we can confirm the dates and they all check out and there's no issues, then
Yeah.
I can work with you with respect to that.
I'm already getting birthday in a month actually, but I just wanted to pick before then either the pretrial or regular probation, but I was unsure if I would have to, because I don't know if with probation I'll have to keep the breathalyzer for sure, but I know with pretrial it's required to keep.
Yeah, it's required with look, honestly, to be quite honest with you, obviously pretrial diversion is the best option for all, and that's something, if you can get it from the state, then you usually want to take that as an option. In this situation, if that's not an option for you for whatever reason, then the next best option is something that Ms. Nedowitz can advise you about. But because there's an accident, the state will still ask for a mobile device.
Mhm.
But I'll listen to it, because at that point, it's not a requirement. And you're absolutely right. But it is something that the state will still ask for because of the accident.
Yeah.
Take into consideration all the factors, okay?
And I will provide the documentation that my client has, sent regarding to her hospitalization due to her pregnancy. So that way the court can have an opportunity to review them.
If you can send those to Ms. Rodriguez, that way she can confirm the dates of the hospitalization and then the dates of the violations. And if they check out, I won't treat that as anything other than it was a verbal admonishment that maybe shouldn't have been given, and we can go back to the original kind of process of, if there's been no violations, I waive fines and court costs, which is about $700.
I know there was a week or half a week that I couldn't pay the breathalyzer, so it did count as missed also.
Okay, give Ms. Nedowitz all that information. She'll make the argument, okay?
Okay.
9:30 on the 14th of April.
Will this be in person, Your Honor?
No, it'll be via Zoom.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have for this court.
May I be excused?
You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Medina.
Good morning, Judge. I have a 10, 11, and 12 on the morning docket.
All right, that's CR 2107-622H, CR 2107-621H, and CR 2107-620H. Marco Angel Castillo.
That is correct, Judge, and he is here present on the screen. I had stepped this case with Mr. Rodriguez, Judge. We had submitted a pretrial diversion application, and we're just waiting to hear back on that. So if I can get just a little bit of time to get with Mr. Gonzalez on that.
Sure. What do you think, about 30 to 45 days, maybe?
I think 30 days would be plenty. They've had the application for some time.
Sure. Let me go ahead and give you May 12th. That's a little over 30 days, but May 12th.
May 12th. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May we be excused?
You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Mr. Gonzalez, Richard, what do you got?
Good morning, Judge. I have number 29 on the docket.
There. CR 21-099-528, Maria Guadalupe Gomez.
Your Honor, I just wanted to make an announcement that we have had no contact with Ms. Gomez. She was released on a PR bond. We appeared on 2/15 for an arraignment. She was not present that day. The court granted us a continuance. We still have yet to get any type of contact with her. We have no contact information, Your Honor. So I have had zero, interaction with Ms. Guillen.
Is Maria Guadalupe Guillen Gomez present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Maria Guadalupe Guillen Gomez. All right. What says the state?
They request that a judgment ISI be granted, a KP is issued, and all bonds forfeited for this no-show defendant.
Judgment ISI be granted, KP is issued, bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Maria Gomez Guillen, or Maria Guadalupe Guillen Gomez. Mr. Gonzalez, if you make contact with her, bring her in on a Tuesday, Thursday in the morning, and we will take care of removing the NISI and working with her.
Okay, you got it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Cavazos, what do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on number 48 and number 49, Judge.
All right, 48, 49, CR 2109-538H, CR 2109-539H, State of Texas versus Brianna Lara. I have a
Ms.
note here
Lara?
that you should have completed the theft class and produced the UA by today. Do we have any information on that?
Judge Mizlada is present. My understanding is she did take the drug test, Judge. She didn't pass it, Judge. I just spoke with her again this morning. She assures me she'll pass it today. So I don't know if the court would be allowed, inclined to give us some more time.
What says the state?
Your Honor, we can go ahead and test her today if that's okay. We can send her a letter if she's willing to test right now this morning.
Okay. Now, Victoria, where does she go to test if she's willing to test today?
It's a letter that the ADA will send, Judge, and it'll be to the main probation department.
All right, Ms. Lara, you're ordered to go to the main probation department. I'm going to reset this case for, well, the other question is, have you completed the theft course, Ms. Lara?
It's still pending. I still have an appointment coming up.
For the theft course?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it in person or online?
In person
Okay, and when are you scheduled to go?
to New Horizon
Yeah, but when are you scheduled to go?
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. All right, let me go ahead and reset this case for April 14th.
Okay.
April 14th, 2022 at 9:30. And you're ordered to go and take that drug test today. Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Cavazos, anything else?
That's all we have, Your Honor. May we be excused?
We'll see you on April 14th and you're excused, both of you.
Thank you, Judge. Stay safe.
All right, Mr. Edelmiro, you are present here in person. What number do you have?
Yes, good morning, Judge. I have first case is number 18, Eduardo Figueroa.
CR 2111-185H, Eduardo Figueroa. Is Eduardo Figueroa present?
You should be on Zoom, Judge.
Eduardo Figueroa, if you're on mute, please unmute yourself, Eduardo Figueroa. Eduardo Figueroa? He is not present.
They just come in from the office, Judge, that he was present there at the office, that they were putting him on Zoom.
Your Honor, I do see his name on screen, but
Yes,
it's a blank screen right now.
Eduardo Figueroa, maybe I'm.
It says Terry Palacios' client, Eduardo Figueroa.
All right. Okay, I'll take an announcement.
Judge, we're in the process of getting him a driver's license, Judge, so we can submit the PTD.
All right, so you just need additional time. Let me give you May 31st, 2022 at 9:30, May 31st, 2022, 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. And I have one other case, Juan Sauceda, number 74 on your docket.
Number 74. That is CR 19019628, Juan Pablo Sauceda. Bond modification, no violations. Is Mr. Juan Pablo Sauceda present?
He's present on Zoom.
All right, I see him. Your announcement?
Yes, we're still waiting for a response for the DWI court, Judge.
All right, May 31st as well?
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you. May 31st.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Judith, what do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 4 on your criminal docket, Trinidad Amaya.
CR 21094018, State of Texas versus Trinidad Amaya.
He's present and he may need the services of the interpreter. We do also have the alleged person or the person that made the alleged 911 call. I spoke to Mr. I'm sorry, I forget his name. The prosecutor, and he indicated that he would take her testimony and perhaps we would resolve the case today. She's also online with Mr. Amaya. Her name is Alma Calderon.
Is Alma Calderon online? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Alma Calderon. Alma Calderon, if you're on mute, please unmute yourself.
Alma Calderón, si se encuentra presente, encienda su micrófono.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Calderon, can I have you raise your right hand?
Ms. Calderón, puede levantar su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Puede que testimonio que va a haber esta mañana va a ser la verdad y solamente la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, Vito, you may proceed.
Hello, ma'am. Can you please, what is your relationship with the defendant?
¿Qué es su relación con el acusado?
Lo que pasa es que el día que discutimos, yo iba a llamar.
Ma'am, ¿qué es su relación con el acusado?
Es mi novio.
He's my boyfriend.
How long have you been together?
¿Qué tanto tiempo han estado juntos?
Casi 6 años.
About 6 years.
Okay, do you live in the same house?
¿Viven en la misma casa?
Sí.
Yes.
Can you tell me briefly what happened on the date of the incident?
En breve, ¿me puede explicar nomás qué ocurrió el día del incidente?
Solamente que estábamos discutiendo, ¿verdad? Entonces, yo llamé al policía, pero él pensaba que yo iba a llamar a su mamá. Entonces, él me quitó el teléfono porque no quería que yo molestara a su mamá. Entonces, eso fue lo que pasó.
Well, we were having an argument and I was going to call the police. He thought I was calling his mom. And so he took away the phone because he thought that I was calling his mom. He didn't want me to bother his mom.
Is there a history of violence in your relationship?
¿Hay historia de violencia en su relación?
No.
No.
Are you scared of the defendant?
¿Le tiene temor al acusado?
No.
No.
Are you concerned about any future acts on behalf of the defendant?
¿No tiene miedo de que ocurran actos de violencia en el futuro?
No.
No.
Okay, and you do wish to drop the charges against the defendant?
¿Es su deseo retirar cargos en contra del acusado?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you dropping the charges because someone has threatened you to drop the charges?
¿Está retirando cargos porque alguien la forzó o la amenazó para que retirara cargos?
No.
No.
Are you dropping the charges because someone has promised you something in exchange for dropping the charges?
¿Está retirando los cargos porque alguien le prometió algo para que retirara cargos?
No.
No.
You do understand that by dropping these charges, the case cannot be reopened in the future.
Entiende que retirando cargos aquí hoy no se puede reabrir el caso en el futuro.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. That's all we have for the witness right now, Your Honor.
Ms. Cantu, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, does the state have an announcement based on the testimony?
Based on the victim's testimony and the defendant's lack of a valid criminal history, we'll go ahead and move to dismiss this case at this time, Your Honor.
At the request of District Attorney's Office, the case against Trinidad Amaya is hereby dismissed.
El caso aquí hoy, señora Maya, se le va a retirar, como lo ha pedido el fiscal y con el testimonio que tomaron hoy.
You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Let me see. I have Andre. You're here in person. I'll take you real quick.
Yes, Judge. I have State versus Anne Marie Burton. She should be logged on.
All right, I do see Ms. Burton present. It's CR 21-00514H. I have a note here. She was to have produced 2 clean UAs or a UA by today. It was a carryover from about a week ago.
Yes, to my understanding, Judge, she did take the UA yesterday.
Do we have any results on that?
She tested negative, Your Honor.
Okay. Where does that put us, Mr. Chavana?
I believe this was the individual that was on PTD POM and she picked up another charge. Is that correct, Your Honor? I believe that's.
No, she didn't pick up another charge, Vito. She just she didn't complete the program.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So, Ms. Rodriguez, where are we right now on our PTD POM status? Is she OP's Victoria?
She was removed from the PTD POM program.
She was removed from the program.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what was the purpose behind the drug test?
I don't recall it, Your Honor. This is before I entered the court, so I'm not real sure. I'm not familiar with the case.
Excuse me. It was transportation. I live, I just don't have, means to. I have trouble getting around because I don't have a vehicle and I live out in the country. And with my classes that I was supposed to take that I did start a while back, and I think I needed like 3 more hours. I never completed that. And so today I got paid to where I can take them again if I have to.
So you have not completed the drug education course?
No, I had 3 more. I had 3 more hours to go. The thing is that I totally forgot what Zoom when I was doing. Like I can't remember the name or anything because I was gonna call them up to see if I can just complete the last 3 hours. And I totally forgot what company or which one it was. So I was just gonna start all over again. But I just got paid today where I actually had free money to do that.
Okay, ultimately, I'm confused because if she was removed from PTDPOM, why is she still having to jump all these hurdles?
I don't think the state took the position that they were removing her. I think that's why they were giving her this opportunity to do the Clean UA, complete the drug education course, and then it was my understanding the case would ultimately be dismissed. But
Your Honor, I do see that she was removed last September 16, 2021. I see the notes regarding the UAs and the DEC beginning in December of last year. I was not the prosecutor at that time, so I'm not privy to why that took place. But I can work out something with Mr. Maldonado now that I'm aware of the case a little bit more and have a little bit more information. We can work something out. If we can set it for maybe a couple of weeks, we can work something out and figure out how we can take care of this.
Okay. Again, I don't want her to have to jump through hoops that really take her nowhere.
I understand.
But if there was an end result for her to provide a clean UA, for her to take the theft classes, then yeah, I can understand. Okay, let me go ahead.
I'm sorry. Theft classes, I don't understand.
Drug education course.
I'm sorry. I said the last case was a theft class. April 14th. Let me go ahead and give you April 14th, Andre, so you can look into this and visit with Vito about this case.
Sounds good, Judge. That's all I have today. May I be excused, Your Judge?
Ms. Burton, log back on April 14th. Stay in contact with Mr. Maldonado.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Ms. Bettis, what do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have State versus Jose A. Arredondo.
All right. That's CR 14-0004H. I have a note here that last activity was the case being set for trial on the merits back in 2014, and this case is over 3,000 days old.
Yes, Your Honor. This case somehow fell off the docket and was never set again. And I'm glad it's been transferred to your court, Your Honor. However, I am showing that I need some discovery and a copy of a video. There's a video involved in this. I was emailing back and forth with Mr. Heller, Judge, so that we can try to get this case resolved. But I need to review that.
I spoke with the victim this morning, and they are still wanting us to prosecute. Unfortunately, it seems like the file is in storage because the case is so old. So we, as soon as she submits a request, we can start the process on getting the file from storage.
Okay.
I'll get that filed today, Your Honor.
Let me go ahead and give you 30 days to look into it. Let me give you May the 12th. It's a little over 30 days. May 12th at 9:30.
We should have either a resolution or a definite status for trial by then, Judge. Thank you. That's all I have. May I be excused?
You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Moreno. Rudy?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
No problem. What do you
Judge,
have?
I have number 63 on your docket.
63. Is CR 2107-244H, Jose Manuel Munguia.
He is present by Zoom, Judge.
All right, is Mr. Munguia present?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I do see you there. Mr. Moreno, your announcement.
Judge, we just need a reset date. There's an ADR on file. Just needs to do one last thing to get dismissed already.
All right, how much time do you need?
If we could just set it for 30 days, Judge, you might be able to get dismissed administratively before that.
All right, May 17th?
May 17th?
At 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. My excuse.
Mr. Munguia, stay in contact with Mr. Moreno. We'll see you on May 17th.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Ms. Cedillo, what do you have?
Judge, good morning. I have number 13 on the court's docket.
Number 13. CR 2103-618H, Kevin Rodriguez Chesani.
Your Honor, he should have the information that was relayed through my case manager system. So I don't know if he's on, Your Honor. He has not contacted the office.
Is Kevin Rodriguez Chasani present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Kevin Rodriguez Chasani. This is a motion for continuance was granted back in February.
That's
February
correct, Your Honor. And the reason it was granted is because Your Honor gave me an opportunity to bring him in. Through that same system, Judge, I was able to communicate successfully with him on at least 2 occasions. I have not had any communication with him since. So we sent the information to that same phone number, Judge, along with the Zoom ID, and he's not, along with the information that it could result in a warrant, Your Honor.
All right. What says the state?
State requested a judgment NISI be granted, a KPS issued, and all bonds forfeited for this no show defendant.
Judgment NISI be granted. KPS issue. Bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Kevin Rodriguez Chasani. To the, if you make contact with him or he makes contact with you, bring him in on a Tuesday, Thursday, and we'll try to resolve the warrant issue.
Yes, Judge. And I also have one other on the docket.
Go ahead.
And that's number 57 and 58 on the court's docket. Romero Martinez.
All right, number 57, 58, CR 21-11-565H, CR 21-11-566H, Data Texas versus Romero Garza Martinez Jr. Is Mr. Romero Garza Martinez Jr. present?
Your Honor, and it is a similar announcement on this matter, Judge. We have not had communication with him through the MyCase system. However, we have had phone contact with him, Judge. The court gave me an opportunity last week to bring him in, unsuccessful in reaching him, Your Honor, to be brought before the court.
What says the state?
State requested a judgment NISI be granted, a KPS issued, and all bonds forfeited for this no show defendant.
Judgment NISI be granted. KPS issue. Bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Romero Garza Martinez Jr. If you make contact with him, bring him in.
Yes, Judge, I absolutely will, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Linhart, what do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have State of Texas versus Miss Clarissa Victoria Max, CR 21-11173H.
All right, that's number 59. Your announcement is, well, first of all, is Clarissa Max present?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. All right, your announcement, Mr. Linhart.
Your Honor, we're requesting a continuance. We believe Ms. Max is a good candidate for several pretrial programs, and she's indicated to come into our office to fill out the PTD paperwork and see if she's eligible. So if we can get a reset date.
Let me give you May 19th. That's about a month and a half down the road, May 19th at 9:30. May 19th, 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further in this honorable court. May my client not be excused.
Excuse. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Alex, what do you got?
Sorry, Judge. Morning.
Good morning.
Judge, I have Juan Paulo Garcia. I believe he is number 27.
Number 27, Juan Pablo Garcia. I have a bond modification here. I have a note here that a verbal was given back on August 24th, 2021. The February report shows 21 late tests, 5 missed tests, and no action was taken at our last hearing because he was set for a plea, but I understand that it didn't turn out to be that way. So now we have to go back to the, I guess, taking a look at those reports from February and the missed and late tests. It's your client here, Juan Pablo Garcia.
Yes, Judge, he's online. He's on Zoom.
All right. Have you visited with him about those violations and had enough time to talk to him about that?
I haven't, Judge. I wasn't aware that he had other violations.
Let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to put you in a breakout room because I do see him present, and then visit with him about that because we will have to take action since he's already been given a verbal admonishment.
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right, Mr. Juan Pablo Garcia, please accept the invitation into the breakout room so you can visit with Mr. Munoz and then come right back when you're done. All right, Ms. Dietz, what do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have a few cases on the court docket this morning, starting with number 41 and 42, Jose Alfredo Hernandez, and he is present, Judge.
Number 41 and 42, CR 21-07645H and CR 21-07646H. State of Texas versus Jose Alfredo Hernandez. I have, this is a bond modification. One verbal admonishment was given back on February the 1st, however, and great, there's been no violation since, which is perfect. Is Jose Alfredo Hernandez present?
Yes, Your Honor, present.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez, for acknowledging that you're present. Ms. Dietz, your announcement.
Your Honor, we have received a recommendation on this case. We had initially been discussing pretrial diversion. However, there's restitution in this case, Judge. So I'm just trying to discuss those options with Mr. Hernandez to see, kind of what he would prefer to do or how we can best handle these cases, Judge. So I just need a couple more weeks, Judge.
Can I give you maybe May 17th?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Thank you so much. May 17th. Mr. Hernandez, 2022 at 9:30, May 17th, 9:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also am standing in for Vanessa Flores on number 33 and 34, Jose Guadalupe Gonzalez.
33, 34, give me 1 second. All right, that's CR 21-05990H, as well as CR 21-05989H. This is an ISI recall.
I believe the NICI was recalled at the last hearing, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, NICI was recalled on 215. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. And because of that, there had been some communication issues. Now we have contact with Mr. Gonzalez. So at this time, we just need additional time to discuss a recommendation with him, Judge.
Did I give you, what was it, May 17th on the other one?
May 17th, Judge.
I'll give you the same day, May 17th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. And that's it on that case. The last case I have is number 76 on the court's docket.
All right, that's CR 21-07648H, Juan Martinez Torres.
Yes, Your Honor, and he should also be present this morning. At this time, we just need additional time to discuss a recommendation with him, Judge.
All right, I do see Mr. Torres present. I'm showing a bond modification. There is no violations, which is great news, Mr. Torres. Thank you for that. Let me go ahead and give you the same date, May 17th. Now, since I'm showing no violations, and I suspect that there's been no violations and no admonishments, Ms. Dietz, please advise Ms. Flores that the court's policy is that there's no violations and no admonishments have been given. If this ultimately results in a disposition by way of a plea or pretrial diversion, the court will waive all fines and court costs. So take that into consideration when you're negotiating, that you can, talk to your client about how much they're saving. And this is just to offset some of the expenses for the device.
Thank you, Judge. I'll let her know and we will discuss that with Mr. Torres.
Perfect.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, I think I have Mr. De Luna present. You want to go to the back into the jury room? I have the computer set up back over there. I'll take your announcement. All right. In the meanwhile, Mr. Trejo, I'll take your quick announcement. I have 35 and 30.
I have 3 cases.
All right, number 35 and 36, which is Max Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge, he should be signed in.
All right, is Max Gonzalez present? I do see him there.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Trejo, your announcement for Max Gonzalez.
Judge, in this case, we're asking for additional time. We have submitted the PTD application yesterday.
All right, go ahead and give you May 31st at 9:30. And Mr. Gonzalez, as I mentioned earlier, you may have heard that if I'm showing a bond modification with no violations, if there's never been any verbal admonishment given, and if no verbal admonishment is given, and you're placed on pretrial diversion or you ultimately take a plea, the court will waive all fines and court costs associated with your case. And so please make sure that you continue to be diligent about the device and that there's no violation so that we can be able to help you offset those expenses, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. You're excused for now. We'll see you May 31st at 9:30. Do you have another case, Mr. Trejo?
Yes, Judge, I have 2 other cases. Number 61, State of Texas. Julio Montoya.
CR 21039117H. Julio Cesar Montoya.
He's present in my office, Judge.
Okay.
Judge,
now-
we're applying for the PDD program. My client has taken the drug test and will be filling out the application today.
All right. Let me give you May 31st, 9:30.
And my last case, Judge, is number 71.
That is CR 21094331H. Eloy Hernandez Ruiz. I have a note, was pretrial diversion paperwork submitted?
We have not submitted the paperwork, Judge. My client's taking the drug test. We are signing the paperwork today and submitting it real soon.
All right. Is Eloy Hernandez Ruiz present?
He's in my office, Judge.
All right. Give you the same date, May 31st and 9:30.
And that's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You're excused. All right, Mr. De Luna.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, I have a status on Aldo Marroquin, CR 21-11162-H racing on a highway.
All right, number 56 is Aldo Marroquin present. Aldo Marroquin?
Yes.
Okay. Your announcement, Mr. De Luna?
Judge, on this case, Judge, we're still working with the district attorney's office. We might be filing a motion to suppress this afternoon, Judge. If I do, I'll let the court know, and maybe if I can just get a status on that, a status date, and if I file that and file my order, Judge, maybe I can call back to the court at some point and see if I can get a suppression date set for that.
Can I give you April 14th, 2 weeks down the road, to see if you're going to file that suppression here?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you do, call us and we'll move it.
Perfect.
Okay, April 14th.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
9:30.
May I be excused, Judge?
You're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Marroquin, stay in contact with Mr. De Luna, but we'll see you on April 14th.
Okay. Thank you.
I see Ms. Richardson with her camera off. Are you available, Ms. Richardson? If not, I can see if anyone else is ready to make an announcement on their case.
Good morning, Your Honor. I just became available.
What's your client's name, Reggie? 22 and 23? Hansel.
I'm sorry, Judge. My audio went off for a few seconds.
You're here on Hansel Allen Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. He has two cases, Judge.
All right, is he present? Is Hansel Allen Garcia present?
Yes, sir.
All right, I do see you there. Ms. Richardson, your announcement.
Yes, Your Honor. I did drop off a USB for the digital media, Judge. I have not received it.
When did you drop it off?
Oh, I should have that date. I dropped off quite a few within the last on 3/20.
Okay, so about a week
Judge.
ago.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let me go ahead and give you May the 24th. May 24th, 2022 at 9:30. That gives you about 60 days from when you dropped it off to get it, review it, and then make an announcement if that's okay with you.
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
Okay, May 24th, Mr. Garcia, stay in contact with Ms. Richardson.
All right. Thank you, boss.
Do you have anything else, Ms. Richardson?
Yes, Judge, I have Stephanie Ann Villarreal, CR 21-98819.
All right, that's number 82. Possible AMP to be submitted is my note.
Judge, we actually saw an AMP in the discovery itself. I think the state was going to contact this individual. I'm not sure what the status is of that.
Okay, well, let me first find out if Stephanie Villarreal is present.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm present.
Okay, and now I'll turn to the state and find out, do we have any information from the victim?
One second, I'm sorry, I apologize. So, Your Honor, apparently it looks like there's an affidavit, but it wasn't an affidavit of non-prosecution done in our office. I believe it must have been an outside affidavit.
Right. Yes, he,
So I would need to contact the victim.
individual representative.
Yeah, I need to contact the victim and see if they can provide testimony, maybe to support that affidavit, or they can just come into our office and do an actual affidavit on prosecution in our office. So it's a little bit more official for us.
All right, the two dates I can give is April 14th or May 12th.
I'll defer to the state judge.
Whichever is fine. Either is fine, Your Honor.
April 14th, 9:30. All right. All right, Ms. Villarreal, stay in contact with Ms. Richardson. We'll see you on April 14th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Honor. May I be excused?
you're excused.
Thank you,
Alex,
Judge.
do you have something else?
Judge, yes, I spoke to my client. Apparently his mobile device wasn't working in the month of February. He got a new one in March. I don't know if Ms. Rodriguez has any information about that.
I can check my email to see if the vendor sent anything. But the last I saw, I didn't have anything about that.
He is on Zoom, Judge. If you would like to ask him, he would need an interpreter.
All right. Why don't we do this? Let's staff it. I don't have anybody else raising their hand. Let me go ahead and staff it with you, Alex. Okay? Alex, can you accept the invitation and meet us in the breakout room?
Yes, just let me do that.
All right, we are back, and on the record, the court has staffed the case with Mr. Munoz, counsel for Mr. Juan Garcia. The court is going to go ahead and give a reset date for May the 12th at 9:30. Mr. Garcia, stay in contact with Mr. Munoz, and we'll see you on May the 12th at 9:30.
Señor García, quédese en comunicación con su abogado Muñoz y vamos a regresar el 12 de mayo a las 9:30 de la mañana.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Williams, I see that you have your camera on and you're raising your hand.
Yes, Your Honor. David K. Williams here for Cesar Gutierrez Jr. This is a status hearing. His felony is wrapping up. He's pleading to it in the next week or two. And then we'll be ready to address this case. Hopefully we can do something like probation that runs concurrent, or we can work something out with the state.
All right, so you're asking for a reset for about 3 weeks?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, let me give you April 21st. April 21st.
At what time will that
At
be,
2
Your Honor?
o'clock, at 2 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Having nothing further before this honorable court, may my client and I both be excused.
Both of y'all are excused. We'll see you April 21st at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too. All right, Mr. Solis, are you ready to make an announcement? Mr. Solis, are you ready to make an announcement on your case?
Sorry, Judge, I didn't hear you. My apologies.
No
Yes,
problem.
Judge, I have two matters. I have first Mr. Ruben Sanchez.
All right, this number 73. I have a CR 21-11-354H. State of Texas versus Ruben Sanchez. I have a verbal admonishment given on February the 1st. And I gave him a verbal admonishment on February the 1st. And from February the 2nd to March the 2nd, I have 10 skip tests. And remember how I view skip tests? I view those as being positive tests. So we need to staff this one. Is Mr. Ruben Sanchez present?
He is, Judge.
All right, I can put you in a breakout room with Mr. Sanchez to discuss those 10 skip tests. And if you need the report, we can give you that report, Mr. Solis.
Yes, Judge, will do.
All right, let me go ahead and Victoria, can you send those over to Mr. Solis real quick?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send those over to you, Mr. Solis. Be looking out for your email. In the meanwhile, I'm going to put you all in a breakout room. Mr. Sanchez, meet your lawyer in the breakout room.
How do I do that, Your Honor?
You should have gotten a notification to join a breakout room 3. All right, Ms. Conant or Mr. Chopart, either of you available? Ms. Conant.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Good
what
morning.
number do you have? Good morning.
I have number 46 and 47 on the court's criminal docket. State of Texas versus Romeo Jefferson.
CR 21-09956H and CR 21-09957H, Romeo Jefferson.
And he should be online, Your Honor.
Is Mr. Jefferson present?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, I do see you there, sir. Thank you. Ms. Conant.
Yes, Your Honor. We just received the recommendation yesterday, and so we don't have any paperwork signed up, and I still need to go over it with Mr. Jefferson. So we're asking for, I don't think we'll need a lot of time.
I can give you April 7th or April 14th.
April 14th sounds great.
All right, April 14th at 2 o'clock. April 14th at 2, Mr. Jefferson. Stay in contact with Ms. Conant. You do have some paperwork you need to sign up and sign.
Yes, sir.
Have it returned back to us. So we'll see you on April 14th at 2 p.m.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further business. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
And you have a good day.
Thank you. You too. All right. Who? Mr. Chapa, did I lose him? Okay. I don't have anyone else raising their hands. Mr. Forrester, you raised your hand, but are you?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I didn't mean to interject, Your Honor. This is Attorney Jacob Salinas on behalf of the Public Defender's Office. Mr. Forrester is my client. My office was able to forward over all the Zoom information to all the clients that are represented by the Public Defender's Office.
Okay. Are you ready to make an announcement for Mr. Forrester?
Yes, Your Honor, and I apologize. I'm actually on my way to the jail because there's 3 new inmates that were just recently arrested that I have to make initial contact with according to the county policies. But yes, Your Honor, I'm gonna be asking for more time, Your Honor. Again, I've made the same announcement of, I sound like a broken record, but I just need time to kind of get my bearings a little bit. There was the condition of the files, and the upkeep has posed quite a challenge for me. But I am making my best efforts to try and put all the files together in order, get all the discovery, make sure to get recommendations from the state. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of doing. Also trying to, just clean the guts of the file, Your Honor. And so I will be asking for more time on behalf of Mr. Forrester.
All right. I can give you May the 12th so that you can get up to date, but I definitely would need a more concrete announcement at that time, but that gives you a little over a month.
Yes, Judge, absolutely. I have made a lot of progress. It's just, it's quite the bar is set pretty high. The previous attorneys, I don't know. I am just trying to do my best to put everything together, and I understand the court's concern, and I agree with the court. It's not an acceptable excuse, but I had no choice but to accept the caseload as is.
Okay. Let's go ahead and I'll give you May 12th at 9:30, and we'll go from there. Mr. Forrester, stay in contact with your attorney, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, I have Mr. Mercado present here. Mr. Mercado, I know you're trying to log on with your phone, but we have a computer in the back in the jury room. No, in the back. All right, Mr. Chapa, while we wait for Mr. Mercado to get up and running, what do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have numbers 65 and 66 on the docket.
That's number 65 and 66. Fernando Munoz. I have a motion for continuance is granted on February the 15th. Is Mr. Fernando Munoz present? Fernando Munoz?
Judge, he was advised to be online yesterday. I don't see him online though.
I don't see him either. Fernando Munoz, if you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Fernando Munoz.
Judge Alex Huerta for the state on this case, Your Honor.
Ms. Huerta, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Munoz, being present, a motion for continuance is already granted and extended to him. I see he has a felony pending an intake. What says the state?
Your Honor, this time the state requested judgment NISI be granted, KPS issued, and all bonds forfeited for this no-show defendant.
Judgment NISI be granted. KPS issued. Bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Fernando Munoz. Mr. Chapa, if you make contact with him, please let us know, and we'll process the case. Okay. You have anything else, Chapa?
Further, Your Honor, may I be excused?
You're excused. Thank you.
Your Honor, I also have nothing further until this afternoon at the 1:30 docket. May I be excused until then?
Yes, you're excused. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Let me move over to Mr. Mercado, who is here in person.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on number 14 on the court docket, CR 21-10-856. H. Jose Rigoberto Cortez. It's a racing on the highway.
Is Mr. Jose Rigoberto Cortez present?
I don't think I see him on, Your Honor, and I had given him notice and I given him the information to log on. We did get a continuance last time, Your Honor.
Right. Continuance on the 15th.
I'm trying to get an ADR on this one, Your Honor, and I'm waiting for a response from the state.
Jose Rigoberto Cortez. All right, what says the state?
They requested a judgment NISI be granted a KPS issued and all bonds forfeited for this no-show defendant.
Judgment NISI be granted, KPS issued, bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Jose Rigoberto Cortez. Mr. Mercado, if you make contact with him, work out, what you need to work out, and let him know that if you can bring him in on a Tuesday, Thursday, we'll recall the NISI at the state's expense on the first time.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
You're excused. Mr. Solis, one more time, the number on the docket. I know that we had already called your case and you have the number on the docket one more time.
I don't have that number, Judge. My apologies. Let me.
3, Judge.
73?
Yes.
All right, this is the skip tests. And we've got 10 skip tests from February 2nd to March the 2nd.
Judge, I did speak with Mr. Sanchez. He did indicate that on multiple occasions he has had issues with the signal. I did explain to him that this court has probably heard all the excuses in the world prior to, and this is not new, and that him not having signal is not good enough, that if there is no signal, he needs to make every attempt to go find signal. That's all I can state for the court, Your Honor, regarding that.
So one of the issues is that when I give a verbal admonishment, I talk about the fact that if they have any issues with their device, that they need to address them at that point, because I won't consider those excuses in the future because they should have already been, ironed out and tweaked and what have you. So in this situation, let me ask Victoria, we're talking about skip tests. Are they a particular hour? I haven't had a chance to look at the report, but are we talking about late at night, early morning?
I was looking at it, Judge. Most of them are the 9 a.m. test that he's missing. There are a few times where he misses one at 2 p.m. I believe it is 1400.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the middle of the night ones, the 10 o'clock or midnight ones.
No.
They're the morning ones.
Mhm.
Okay. What's the position of the state?
Your Honor, at this time, I guess we'd like to go ahead and see if there's other options. AIP, that'd be an option potentially in this situation.
Mr. Solis?
Judge, at this point, I don't think that AIP is needed, Judge. I think that if we had an individual that was either blowing hot or the tests were being missed late at night, I can understand the concern, Judge. But since they are in the morning, it sounds more like they're a young man that doesn't wake up on time. I'm not sure, Judge. But at this time, I just leave it at the court's discretion. I will tell the court that our intent with this case is pre-trial diversion, Judge. So that's what we were intending to do with this matter.
So here's my concern, right? I have several concerns, but my ultimate concern is I try to be as uniform as possible with everybody. I try to be as consistent as possible. Consistency in the way I do my job helps the attorneys do their job and helps the community feel that everyone is treated fairly across the board, and that there is no, that there's no discrepancies between how I treat people. Listen, we've given a verbal admonishment. We gave that verbal admonishment on February the 1st. Within that month, we already had 10 skip tests. Now, I'll chalk that up as, you know what, he's not waking up. I'm going to call it laziness. We can call it whatever we want, right? Tired, laziness, a lack of, a lack of want to, right? He knows what he needs to do, but he just puts other priorities in front of it. And so the question then becomes, is this a case where I should take up a jail spot and try to get his attention that way? No, because I have to then consider and weigh other factors. Number one, what does that cost the taxpayers to have him housed at the county jail to try to get his attention? And that is something that I don't think we're at that point where I have to expend taxpayer dollars to try to get his attention. AIP, should he be going to work and then coming home straight home so that he could be under house arrest? Maybe. That might get his attention. Or will a financial donation to a non-charitable organization get his attention? In other words, I'm attacking the pocketbook so that he can then understand how serious this is, and he can then decide whether or not he wants to continue down this path of not waking up in the morning to test. That's what I think. I think that a financial hit of a $200 donation might get his attention, because I don't want the taxpayers to pay for it. And I don't think that AIP is something that he probably wants to be under the confines of AIP for 30 days. So maybe I get his attention by giving a donation to, a charitable organization, Make-A-Wish Foundation, something of that sort. But I'll listen. I'll listen to. at some point, we need to issue a sanction. And I'll listen to Mr. Solis, your arguments for your client.
Judge, I agree with the court that I don't think we're there yet where he needs to be locked up at this point. I think with the conversation that Your Honor had with him last time, plus the conversation that we're having at this moment, should be enough for him to understand that this court is not playing games with him. And I do agree with Judge, if the court, in lieu of the violations, if the court finds it appropriate financial donation, Judge, I wouldn't object to that, Your Honor.
I mean, here's the other thing. He was given a PR bond, so he didn't even have to pay to get out on bond. So in terms of what he's had to do, he's had to appear to a couple of Zoom calls, which, guys, I mean, for everybody here, how easy is it to log on to Zoom from your home, your workplace? You know, the rest of the courthouse is opening up to in person. That means that you have to show up in court. That means you have to take off from the day of work. That means you have to appear in that courtroom. And that's at least going to cost you half a day. At this point, we're still doing Zoom, but the convenience factor is there. And I don't understand why it's so difficult to report, to be on time, to get up, to test. And if I'm not getting your attention by having you appear in person, I need to get your attention one way or the other. So I think a donation is probably the best way of going about doing it. So unless the state has any other objection to that, or Ms. Rodriguez has any other suggestions.
I agree with the donation, Judge.
Let's do $200 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And what will be the deadline, Judge?
Let me ask Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez.
Yes, sir.
How long will it take you to make a $200 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
To be honest, I don't know, because I don't know how that works. I'm new to it.
Judge, if I may ask, Judge, if the court would consider at least 30 days, Judge. If that's not enough, whatever the court feels, I'll make sure, Judge, that he follows up with that.
I'll talk with him, and I'll figure something out. Just give me time, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna give you 30 days, but I better not have any more violations in those 30 days. You understand, Mr. Sanchez?
You got my word, Your Honor.
I'll give you 30 days to make a $200 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This is to get your attention, because I didn't get your attention last time. And last time I gave you a verbal admonishment and I didn't get your attention. So somehow, some way I gotta get your attention, all right? Now just know, more violations, forget that $200 donation. If you haven't made it by then, I'm gonna be talking about jail time, right? So if you're gonna continue down that path, save yourself the money, save us all the headache, and we'll just put you in the county jail to get your attention. But I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to spend the night there. I don't think you want to sleep there. I don't think you want to worry about that. I think you want to continue going to work. I think you want to continue seeing your family. And at this point, I'm just trying to get your attention. That's it.
No, I know.
I'll give you 30 days, okay?
I understand. I am, yeah.
You'll have until May 1st.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need to give a reset date on this case. What is a reset date shortly after May 1st? A Tuesday or Thursday? Let's do May 5th. At 9:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay?
Thank you. Yes, Judge, thank you.
You're welcome.
I do have another client, Judge, number 30 and 31 of your docket.
Excuse.
Yes, you're excused. Esteban Gonzalez, CR 20-07-139H and CR 20-07-138H.
Judge, we're going to be submitting a PTD application on this case. My understanding is that there's only one item pending, so I should be submitting it in the next few days.
All right, let me give you May 31st, 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. And that's all I have this morning before your honorable court. May I be excused, Judge?
You're excused, thank you.
Thank you.
May 31st. Mr. Rigney, are you there and are you ready to make an announcement on your case? All right, I'm having some difficulty hearing you, Mr. Rigney. I think it's your signal, wherever you may be. You're here on number 64, Fabian Munoz. John, can you do me a favor? Can you call the office and we'll patch you in through the audio? John.
Criminal docket.
John, I'm having some difficulty hearing you. Can you just call into the office and we can patch your audio into one of our office members? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rigney is on the phone.
Okay, Mr. Rigney, you're here for Fabian Munoz.
Oh,
number 64?
It's cut off again. Hang on. Mr. Rigney.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Rigney, I can hear you now. You're here for Fabian Munoz, CR 21050822H.
Yes, Judge. Judge, I just request a little more time on this case, and Mr. Munoz is probably not present. I forgot to notify him of today's hearing, Judge. Not his fault.
Okay, motion for continuance number 1 is granted. Let me go ahead and give you May 31st, if that's okay.
Yes, Judge.
May 31st, 9:30.
That's all before the court. If I may be excused.
You're excused. Thank you.
Yes, bye-bye.
All right. Any other attorneys that are ready to make an announcement? Otherwise, I'd like to get started with a suppression hearing. Ms. Regalado.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have Isaiah Lieja.
Give me 1 second.
I believe it's 50 and 51.
Yes, CR 2110-922H and CR 2110-923H, Isaiah Anthony Leja.
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Lieja, we did recently, about 2 weeks ago, receive the USB from the DA's office. I'm currently in a trial in the 93rd, so I've not had a chance to review that evidence with him. I'm asking for a reset, Judge.
Sure, no problem. Let me give you May the 24th.
Yes, Your Honor.
May 24th at 9:30, May 24th, 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, Mr. Leja, stay in contact with Mr. Regalado. We'll see you on May 24th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. All right, any other attorneys? Mr. Salinas, real quick. I know you may have several, and that way I can start with my suppression hearing.
Yes, Your Honor, man, perfect timing, Your Honor. I just sat down here. I'm here at the jail. Yes, I do have several clients. Your Honor, I believe I did see an Aaron Mireles logged in earlier. I think he's one of them.
Yeah, Aaron Mireles is logged on. Let's see what number he is. He's number 60, CR 2110-099H, Aaron Mireles. Your announcement?
Yes, Judge, I'm gonna be asking for more time so I can get up to speed with Mr. Mireles, introduce myself, and of course, begin communicating with the state on what we're gonna do with his case, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mireles, your new attorney is Jacob Salinas. He is new to the Public Defender's Office. Stay in contact with him, reach out to him. We'll see you on May the 12th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You also have number 9, Nathan Frank Casares. Is Nathan Frank Casares present? Nathan Frank Casares. If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Nathan Frank Casares. All right. Have you had any contact with Mr. Nathan Frank Casares, Mr. Salinas?
Your Honor, no, I have not, but I did forward all information to Mr. Casares, Your Honor. My office assisted me with that as well. And I have no explanation for why he's not present in court, Judge.
All right. What says the state?
State request judgment nice be granted, keep issued and bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment nice shall be granted, keep this issue bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Nathaniel Frank Casares. If you make contact with him, bring him in. We'll take care of it. We're moving that judgment nice, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next, you have Maria Otila de Luna. I believe I did see her name.
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
Yes, I did see her. Maria Otila de Luna, CR 2106745H. Your announcement, Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just going to be asking again, Your Honor, for more time to introduce myself to Ms. De Luna and to communicate with the state so we can take care of her case sooner than later, Your Honor.
Mr. De Luna, stay in contact. Your new attorney is Jacob Salinas. He's new to the Public Defender's Office, and he'll be your attorney taking over. We'll see you on May the 12th at 9:30. Make contact with Mr. Salinas before that day so y'all can communicate.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I also have Mr. Teneria. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Casado.
Let me see.
Oscar Burnett.
Number 75, CR 2005194H, Oscar Teneria. I do see Mr. Teneria there. Is that your same announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
All right.
And I appreciate the court's understanding, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, 512, Mr. Teneria. Mr. Salinas is your new attorney. He's new to the Public Defender's Office. He's just getting up to speed. I'm going to give him some time. We'll see you on May the 12th at 9:30. Make contact with Mr. Salinas, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
You also have Alexa Lopez. Alexa Lopez. Is Alexa Lopez present? Ms. Lopez is present. Same announcement, Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. And I'm so happy that the majority of everyone's showing up to court. I'm very excited about that.
All right. Ms. Lopez, stay in contact with Mr. Salinas. We'll see you on May the 12th at 9:30, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, you're excused, Mr. Tenedia and Ms. Lopez, both of you. We'll see you May 12th at 9:30.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Jonathan Vega. Is Jonathan Vega present? Do you see Mr. Vega there?
Present, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Vega. Mr. Vega, Mr. Salinas is new to the Public Defender's Office and he's your new attorney. He needs some time to get caught up to speed, so I'm going to give him the time. We'll see you on May the 12th at 9:30. Stay in contact with Mr. Salinas.
Okay, so
Thank you.
thank you.
I think that's all I have for you, Mr. Salinas, but I have someone with a Moto G raising your hand. Your name, sir?
George Rodriguez, sir. I apologize for the inconvenience. I just found out that my court date was reset. I just got the text from my attorney. I'm just want to excuse myself.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I don't have the date.
I think it's May the 3rd. Your Honor.
We give May the 3rd. Can we let number 69 and 7? Give me 1 second, Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir. May 3rd, 9:30. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can I be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. You have a beautiful day, and I appreciate the court's understanding and doing me that courtesy, Your Honor, of giving me the additional time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I have several people still logged on. Yuri, is Vito going to be handling the suppression today?
Yes, Judge, he's on his way.
Perfect, okay. Then I will be on standby. I just want to make sure, let me see, Isidro Gonzalez. I have him. I just want to make sure we get them all taken care of. Mr. Gonzalez, have you had any communication with Mr. Munoz? Isidro Gonzalez, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself, sir? Isidro Gonzalez, can you hear me? You're on mute. Can you unmute yourself? Because I cannot hear you. Tap your screen, maybe hit the little microphone button. Can you tap your screen, Mr. Gonzalez? If you tap your screen, a microphone icon should come up. You can hit that.
Encienda su micrófono. Okay. No, did you sign the paperwork for the veterans already? Ándale, perfect. Okay, just making sure.
Okay, I still have Ms. Regalado also who's logged on. Ms. Regalado, did you have something else with us?
No, Your Honor, I just sometimes miss being in the courtroom. I was going to listen.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, can you see if you can unmute yourself? All right. I have Marco Ibarra who's present. Mr. Ibarra, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
Okay. Mr. Ibarra, have you spoken to Mr. Sanchez?
I got emailed by his office yesterday in regards to the Zoom hearing. Aside from that, I haven't heard from him. I believe he has other cases.
Have you reached out to him to try to maybe schedule a meeting or something in his office or anything?
No, I haven't been able to get in contact with him, unfortunately. I just been in communication with his assistant through email. And
All right. Let me go ahead and give you April 14th as a reset date, April 14th, 9:30.
Or talk to Valerie.
I'm gonna ask that you reach out to him, please, because the reset date of April 14th, this case is about over 800 days old. So I know the pretrial diversion was denied, and I know he was gonna seek reconsideration. I don't know if he's done that, but we need to decide one way or the other how this case is gonna resolve itself, okay?
I understand, sir. I'll contact him after I get off.
Please, and then we'll see each other April 14th at 9:30.
All right, sounds good, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mercado, you logged back on. I know that you made an announcement here in court. Did you have another
Yes.
case?
No, my client said he had connected to Zoom.
What is his name?
Jose Rigoberto Cortez.
I don't have him logged on. Oh, you know what? I do have a Jose. I have a Jose. I'm sorry. Jose. Is that you, sir?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll remove your cap, sir.
Okay, Mr. Cortez is present. I'll recall the NISI. Mr. Mercado, your announcement.
Yes, I'm waiting on an ADR response. I'm trying to get an ADR. Is it racing on the highway, Your Honor?
Have you submitted the application?
I've submitted an email. I'm waiting a response. I'm waiting a response from Mr. Heller because I believe Mr. Garcia was handling it, and then he went up to felony, Your Honor. So I need to send a reminder.
All right, May 26th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, Mr. Cortez, I recall the NISI. We'll see you on May 26th at 9:30.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Flor Jasmine Rodriguez. Can you hear me? Flor Rodriguez. Flor Jasmine Rodriguez.
Presente.
Ms. Rodriguez, have you had any contact with Mr. Sanchez?
¿Ha tenido comunicación con el abogado Sánchez?
Le hablé ahorita, pero dijo que se iba a presentar,
¿Que no se iba a presentar?
que sí se iba a presentar.
I talked to him a little while ago and he said he was going to appear.
Ok, déjame, le marco.
I will give him some time to get here because I'm about to get into a suppression hearing and that might take a while. So I can do one or two things, Ms. Rodriguez. If you'd like, if you have somewhere that you need to be, I can go ahead and reset it for the 14th of April.
Si gusta, Ms. Rodríguez, le puedo poner otra audiencia si tiene usted algún lugar donde que andar.
Perdón, no te escuché.
Si necesita usted que ir a otro lugar o tiene algo que hacer, le puedo poner otra fecha.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, let me go ahead and reset this for April 14th
Voy a poner fecha para el 14 de abril,
at 9:30.
9:30.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right, George, what do you have?
Judge, I have number 32 on the court docket, Isidro Gonzalez, CR 21088086.
Yes, Isidro Gonzalez is present. Your announcement, Mr. Munoz.
Judge, I'm asking the court for an additional setting. Judge, I don't believe I have a recommendation on this case. If the state can just send me one whenever they get a chance.
May 17th, 9:30. May 17th, 9:30.
But May 17th, perfect, Judge. That's the only thing I have this morning, Judge. May I be excused? May my client be excused?
Yes, you and your client are both excused.
Jorge, if you could send me an email, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, I will. All right, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Gonzalez, you're excused.
Sí, se puede retirar, señor González.
One second. I have Jesus Noé Gutierrez.
I'm right here, sir.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm looking for your case, okay?
Oh,
Number 40? Mr. Gutierrez, I have reset your case for Tuesday, the 5th of April, in person. You must appear here in court, okay?
okay. Tuesday, when?
At
April?
9:30, April 5th, which is this coming Tuesday.
Oh, this coming Tuesday. Okay. In
person.
person? Okay, sounds good.
All right, we'll see you here on April 5th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, what about Ramon Vera? He's gonna make an announcement here in person? All right, Mr. Vera will be right with him. That should take care of the rest of our documents. What number? All right, court's gonna call CR 2201-839H, Paul Ramirez. That's set for restitution hearing. Do we have any information from the state?
Judge, 1 second. This is Mr. Chavana's document. Which number was it?
67. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Mr. Vera. Ramon Vera.
Yes.
Ramon Vera.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and move your case for April 28th at 9:30.
Yeah. So I already called.
I believe your attorney's still stuck in another court, so.
Well, one of the ones that works in that same office, her name is Victoria
So it's April
Rodriguez.
28th at
I told her
9:30.
your situation.
So we're gonna come back.
She said that she was.
And your
gonna put
excuse, sir.
notes in your- That's good.
Sí, ahorita te doy la card and then with the, with this.
What's the status on Edgar Ariano #1? He's logged on. No, he's logged on. Mr. Ariano, are you Edgar Ariano? You're on mute, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you spoken to Mr. McInnes?
Oh, hablé con él y me dijo que se iba a llegar un poquito tarde.
Okay.
I spoke to him and he said he was running a bit late.
Mr. Ariano, I'm going to go ahead and give you a reset date for April 14th.
Okay, sir.
Ariano, lo voy a cambiar la fecha para el 14 de abril,
At 9:30 in the morning.
9:30 de la mañana.
Okay, muchas gracias.
All right.
Thank you. Para tirar.
Gracias.
All right, the court's going to go ahead and handle the motion to suppress hearing. I'm going to log off of YouTube.
Judge, we do still have that restitution hearing.
Okay, what's the status on that?
Judge, the victim's name is Gerardo Cardenas.
All right, Gerardo Cardenas. There is no Gerardo Cardenas logged on or present.
Judge, our office contacted him telephonically back on March 11th of this year. He was given notice of the hearing. There's been no response from him. Given that, the state asked for restitution to be set at 0.
In CR 22-01839H, restitution is hereby set at 0. All right, with respect to all the other defendants who failed to appear, what says the state?
State request judgment NISA be granted, KPS issued and bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment NISA be granted, KPS issued, bond forfeited for all no-show defendants. Victoria, if this case resolves itself, then we'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll see each other at 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, court's gonna log off.